So, there's been some drama going on at Sunderland. Shocker. Now, I wasn't going to make this video, but my Instagram messages and my Twitter DMs, they're absolutely flooded with you guys saying, what do you think about this? Joel, do you know that this is happening? Yes, I know it's happening. I'm just sick of making videos of this depressing shit. But we're going to do it anyway, because that's what I do, unfortunately. So it has been confirmed that Aiden Mcgeady will be leaving the club in January, or at least we're going to try and push him out the door, because that is what Phil Parkinson wants to do. Now, there is a bit of backstory to this, and I will give my thoughts on it and what I believe is right and wrong and what have you. So basically, it all started off with a few weeks ago, or a couple of months ago, Leadbitter did say in an interview, a post-match interview, I can't remember which game it was, but he did kind of allude to the fact that there may be kind of groups or sort of divides within the squad right now, and a lot of people took quite a bit from that, but it was kind of pushed under the carpet by quite a lot of people because it was a very small comment. He did say that, you know, if we do want to push forward, we can't have groups within the squad and this, that and the other. And then he just kind of carried on with his interview. But I took a lot from that, and I think quite a few other people did. But I don't think we realised how bad it actually was. And I do believe right now that this squad is fractured, as in the squad harmony is non-existent. And that brings me on to Mcgeady and Maguire, because after the Gillingham game, a picture did its rounds around social media, Twitter and Instagram, what have you, of Aiden Mcgeady and Maguire both in McDonald's, eating a Mackey's at whatever time at night it was. Now, is that against the law? No. Did it really piss me off that much, like it did a lot of other people? Not necessarily, but it's incredibly unprofessional. Don't get me wrong, I think the timing of it's terrible. We're doing shit right now. Mcgeady and Maguire themselves, they're doing shit, and they're eating a Mackey's after a game, which is beyond unprofessional, especially in the modern day where they're supposed to be sticking to these diets. But again, they're only human. I'm not going to, slate them too much for that. But is it incredibly unprofessional? Yes. Yes, it is. It's really unprofessional, particularly being out there in the public, eating a Mackey's in your Sunderland trackies after a game. It just looks shit. For someone like Mcgeady especially, who is this experienced player, he's been given the captain's armband before for us, and he's out there eating a Mackey's in public. Do you know what I mean? It just looks a bit shitty. Do you know what I mean? It does not look great at all. And basically, rumours started to circulate that him and Maguire sort of, I think this is just rumours, but almost sort of distancing themselves away from the group and playing the role of almost bullies towards the younger players. And there was rumours that they were basically giving shit to O'Nien quite a lot and basically just acting like stuck-up arseholes. And when I look at the demeanour of the likes of Aiden Mcgeady and Chris Maguire, I wouldn't put it past them. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't put it past them, and I'm not going to say they've definitely done this and they've definitely done that, because none of it is concrete. And Phil Parkinson did allude to the subject that there are groups or slight divides within the group, within the squad. He mentioned that in the interview, and I think when the interviewers, the journalists, were really trying to get out the details of this Mcgeady situation, Parkinson, of course, as a manager and as a professional, he has to play it down as much as humanly possible, because he's going to want to get rid of him in January. Because if he sits there and says, Mcgeady's an arsehole, he's bullying the youngsters, he's doing this, he's doing that, he's unprofessional, who the hell's going to want to come in January and buy him? Do you know what I mean? So I think he was really gritting his teeth and biting his tongue in what he could and couldn't say in that pre-match press conference yesterday. So basically, he's confirmed that Mcgeady, we've basically let him know that he's free to go in January, and they've spoke to his agent and that, and said basically, try your best to get rid of him because we don't want him, essentially. And the journalist tried to push the question, will we see Aiden Mcgeady in the Sunderland shirt again? And I believe no. I don't think we will see Aiden Mcgeady in the Sunderland shirt again. Again, going back to rumours though, it has been rumoured that he did have a big kick-off in training with Parkinson, and Parkinson sent him away, sent him home. And it is confirmed that he isn't currently training with the first team. Now, what do I think about that in general? If he is this toxic influence on the squad, regardless of who you are. I wouldn't want that within the squad, because all it takes, and all you need to do is have a look at the. There was a podcast recently with Mcgeady, and he was saying himself, if there's one bad egg in that dressing room, your whole squad harmony's gone. And if Mcgeady is that bad egg, or Maguire is that bad egg, then he can, sod off as well. Do you know what I mean? But that's true. That's very much true. Everyone needs to be. You don't need to be best friends with everyone, of course not. But you can't have alliance and allegiances within the group and purposely, ignore this person or maybe mildly mistreat another. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't work like that. Particularly for a team that are supposed to be going for promotion this year, which, by the way, I don't think we're going to get promoted at all. There's not a chance in hell, in my opinion. But there's no way a squad harmony that's so broken is going to go forward and achieve success. That isn't going to happen. And if Mcgeady is at the core of that, then bye. Do you know what I mean? In summary, I believe that Mcgeady is an arrogant prick and believes he's better than everyone else. Same with Maguire. And the problem is they are. On their day, both Mcgeady and Maguire are probably a couple of the best players in our squad. So they can walk around that dressing room and training ground like they're Billy Big Bollocks, and they'll just be stroking their own ego. So they'll be keeping the whole team feeling like they're on edge, and that they'll be on eggshells, and keeping them in line almost, and basically having this sort of impression of we're the best here, therefore you will give me the ball and you will put up with my diva-like ways. And that is the impression I get of them. And if that is the case, then bye. My main concern now, getting away from Mcgeady and Maguire, whatever, because I know Maguire's still within the squad, but I think he will more than likely go if Mcgeady does, because it looks like those two have joined together as the two sort of dickhead bandits. That's the way I look at it. I'm not too sure, of course. I'm not in the dressing room after every game and before every game, or in the training pitch. I'm not there. None of us are. So we don't know. But it does look like whenever you see the players getting into the ground and coming into the ground, Maguire and Mcgeady seem to be together a lot. So which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But if they are acting the way that it's been rumoured to be, then they can both piss off. But the big concern, like I was about to go on to say, was can we replace in January? And with Phil Parkinson in charge, with our recent recruitment history, I believe that the only way is down right now. I can't see us really going for it in January. The only way to really resurrect this season, for me, is to have an absolutely world-class, or at least by the standards of League One, world-class transfer window in January. We need many new faces, in my opinion, or at least a good 4 or 5 star quality players that can really rip this league to shreds, particularly in the final third. We need pace, strength. We need someone who can put the ball in the back of the net, of course, and creativity as well, which we're lacking desperately right now in the centre of midfield, especially. But if we can do that, then maybe we can maybe get ourselves into the playoffs, and that's the highest, that's the roof for me, that's the ceiling for us, because I don't think there's a chance now that we're getting the top 2 now. There's not a chance, no way. And the squad harmony, like I say, seems far too broken right now to really mount any kind of pressure on the top 6 right now, because you can't go for success with a broken dressing room. It doesn't work like that. And can I see it happening with Parky in charge? No, I can't, because as much as I like to give people time, right now I'm Parky out, because to go so far, and he's clearly lost the dressing room within weeks of being in charge, and he reminds me of Moyes in the sense that every single press conference is just so frigging depressing. I'm not expecting him to crack jokes and stuff like that, but it's just the same standard shit. We go again, we do this, just piss off, man. Tell it as it is, do you know what I mean? I think this club's a bit too big for him, personally. But if we do recruit well in January, which I'm hoping he is, given the funds, would I trust Parky with the funds? No, that's another question that's asked of me a lot. But it doesn't look like he's going to get sacked anytime soon, unfortunately. Although I don't really want to see him here. Do you know what I mean? Because he's been given a 2.5 year contract, I believe. I can't remember which one it was. But even after all these losses, Stuart Donald is still allowing him to add people to his coaching staff, his coaching team. So it doesn't look like there's any ideas or any, there's any want to get rid of him or any desire to get rid of him by Stuart Donald at the minute. So we're going to have to put up with this shit for God knows how long. But we do play Blackpool this weekend, and if we lose there, then Stuart's really going to have to pull his finger out. Because I can't see it going much worse than this. Well, I say that. I don't want to tempt fate, but we could end up in a relegation battle. We are currently in relegation form. So if we lose this weekend, I would literally get rid of Parky, bring someone else in, maybe a Kevin Phillips, give him the money he frigging wants, because he will gain respect immediately, someone like Kevin Phillips, or just a fresh face, because, you know, sacking Jack Ross was the right thing. Was Parky the right replacement? No. So I still get messages saying, oh, well, you wanted Jack Ross out. Yes, I did, but I didn't want Parky in. Do you know what I mean? Ross wasn't going to do it for us. He wasn't. He was never going to do it for us. But we've replaced him with shit. That's it. As of right now, anyway, that's the way it looks. But yeah, so that's my whole thoughts on the Mcgeady situation. If he is as toxic as we believe him to be, or we're led to believe him to be, then he can go. It's a massive shame because on his day he's a class player, but let's just say, you know, this season he's been terrible because he's been crap. Maguire's been incredibly inconsistent as well. I know I keep linking Mcgeady and Maguire together. It's just because I strongly believe that he's not the only one in this. You know, Mcgeady is going to be a high earner, and Maguire won't be anywhere near as high. He won't be touching near the wages of Mcgeady. But I do believe that if Mcgeady goes, then we might see Maguire go as well. So that's why I keep linking them both together. But anyway, that's it. If you have enjoyed this video, please hit the like button for me. It'd be massively, massively appreciated. And subscribe to the channel if you're not already to become a fully fledged member of the Sarny Army. But for now, you take care and stay jamming.